Shane, good morning. It's February 2nd, and when I left this morning, Santi, a fellow that's walking along together for the past few days, he says, that I'm the Mandarina Grande. I'm a big orange. That's what I look like wearing this poncho, which is pretty good for when it's raining hard. Keeps everything dry. Me too. Last night I met a priest that's bringing a bunch of students along the Camino, the last 100 miles of the Camino, and he's a Jesuit. And they're people who belong to a religious order that was founded by a Spanish guy named Ignatius, Saint Ignatius, about 400 or 500 years ago. And I ran across a guy named Ignatius a few albergues ago, a few days ago. He said, my name's Ignatius, but everybody calls me Nacho. So I called him Nacho. But thinking about these Jesuits and St. Ignatius reminded me that your mom and dad have always had you and Maddie, and not all the time I guess, but a lot of days they say, well, what was the high point of your day and what was the low point of your day? And then you would tell us what made you happiest and what made you saddest in that day that went by. Well, Saint Ignatius, he had the same sort of thing that he set up for all the Jesuits that followed him, and even the Pope is a Jesuit priest. And every night they're supposed to do what's called an examen. Saint Ignatius' spiritual exercises. At nighttime you do an examen, and it's kind of like the same thing your mom and dad taught you, the high points and the low points. In the examen you would say, well, what good things did I do today, and what bad things did I do today? And then you'd try to make a promise to God and yourself that on the next day you would try to make it all good and no bad. And later on in your life you begin to think, well, on the days that I did a lot of good things, I was close to God. And in the days that I did bad things, that moved me away from God. So your high points and your low points, it's an important lesson that your mom and dad have taught you. And I hope that you keep it up like Nacho and Father VR and the Pope for a good many years. Hey Cruiser, which way are we supposed to go? To the left or to the right? Not derecho. Well, how do you know? Because one sign says izquierda, that's left, and the other one says derecho. You sure? Sí, el camino de Santiago y Finisterre es aquí. Okay, I'll follow you whatever way you're saying that we're supposed to go.